Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Shineability Show. If you haven't been here before, my name is Robin Carberry. I'm a business coach, and I help Gen X women start, build, and scale successful online businesses. So I've coached hundreds of entrepreneurs in things like offer development, funnel strategy, all things digital marketing, launching, and more. But what I truly love is helping Gen X service-based experts grow their businesses like the grown-ass women they are. So I come here live every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time and drop some tips and just talk about generally why online business and marketing strategies for grown-ass women are different. So you see today I'm coming to you live from my back porch. If you follow me at all, you know I like to work outside and occasionally go live outside because it brings that extra element of like, oh, are the dogs gonna bark? Is somebody start mowing the grass next door? What could happen? Is the wind gonna blow my notes away? All those things could happen, but it makes it a little bit more fun, and it's just, there's a nice breeze out here. So what am I here to talk about today? So I know you've seen these posts before because I see them all the time. And it's generally along the lines of, what would you go back in time and tell yourself as a teenager, as a 25-year-old? And I always stop and read them because it's very interesting to me what it is that people would go back in time and tell themselves way back when. But it also occurs to me that if I went back in time to tell myself something as a teenager or even as a 25-year-old, there's actually very little chance that I would listen to myself. Why? Because I would be like, you're old and out of touch and you have no idea what's going on in my world anymore. You just don't remember what it's like to be this age. And there's some truth to that because you can give people advice, you can give them answers, but they have to go through certain life experiences to actually understand the context around them, and that makes sense. And, you know, I don't remember exactly what it's like to be a teenager or 25-year-old. Thank goodness. So the post that I would write and what I want to talk about today is what I would tell myself, go back in time to when I was 40 years old and tell myself then, because as a 40-year-old, I would actually listen to what I have to say now. And I would incorporate those things into my world, or at least make the attempt to. So what are the things that I would go back in time and tell myself? And I would love if you drop in the comments, say hey, by the way, as you come in, drop in the comments and let me know what you would go back in time and tell yourself at 40 years old. So the first thing I would tell myself is that it's not too late, that it's never too late to try or do something different, whether it's a hobby, whether it's a job change, whether it's starting an online business, whether it's making a shift in your online business. It is never too late to get started. You don't want to look back and say, oh gosh, I wish I had, right? So just do it. So tip 2 goes along with that, and that's that it's okay to not have all the answers. We can get so afraid of taking that big step or making that big change because we don't have all the answers yet. And the secret is you figure those things out as you go along. So you start in a certain direction. You don't really have all the answers. You'll start to build that knowledge and that experience as you move through, just like in anything new that you've started or tried. It just takes time. But you have to move forward without having the answers. That brings us to the third thing I would tell myself at 40 is that you just need to keep moving. It's still progress. So this comes up with my coaching clients all the time. They say, I've been working on this forever, or I started this and I just thought I'd be further along than I am right now. I'm not where I wanted to be. But you really have to stop and look back at what it is that you've done, what it is that you've accomplished, and what you've learned, most importantly, from all those things. It is all progress. Even if you feel like you've taken a step backwards, you learn something from it that you can apply moving forward. So that's super important. Just keep moving. The fourth thing, not third, fourth, is stop doing things simply to avoid conflict or make others happy. Why is that? And that is something that so many of us do. First of all, you're never going to avoid the conflict. Hey, Christine, it's good to see you. You're never going to completely avoid the conflict. And you're also never going to make everybody happy. And you're just going to end up being resentful. So one of the most important things that we can learn is to deal with the feelings that come around saying no. So that's why I want you to stop doing things simply to make others happy or avoid conflict. Learn to deal with the feelings around saying no. That's going to be one of the most important lessons that you can ever learn for yourself and teach the next generation. So the fifth thing I would tell myself at 40 is lean on your supporters. This is something else that comes up with my coaching clients all the time. We hate asking for help. We don't want to do it. We just don't want to do it. So we'll spin around backwards and do back flips and do whatever it is that we have to do to not ask for help. But our biggest supporters want to be there for us. You are actually giving them a gift to allow them to support and help you. And it helps you too. Like, you stop spinning your wheels and doing the wrong things. So lean on those big supporters because they truly want to be there for you. The next tip, number 6, is just, I'd go back and tell myself, you're not alone. So when you get to the age of 40 specifically, but even other ages as well, you tend to look around yourself and look at your peers, look at your friends, look at your family, and oh my gosh, she's got the house, she's got the partner, she's got the kids, she's got the career, she's got the business, she's got it all together. What's the matter with me? Well, in most cases, there are some people who really do have it all together, but most people are still figuring it out as they go along, and they are putting on a front. I don't want to say that in like a negative way, but most of us have an external face that we present to the world because we don't necessarily want to let them in on all the messiness that's happening inside. But we all have the messiness. So be open about sharing where you are and what's going on in your life. You don't have to share every nitty-gritty little detail, but you'll realize once you start doing that other people are feeling those very same things, and you will stop feeling so alone in that. So the number 7 thing that I would go back and tell myself at 40 is that you should keep reaching out and making connections, even though it's something that feels unnatural and uncomfortable. Why is that? So you never know when the person that you bring into your world that you connect with is going to end up being super important to you. Like, I have made so many really good friends by biting my tongue and taking the leap to reach out and connect. And, you know, it's a way that you not only make friends, but you develop your referral network, learn new things, have new experiences. They're not all going to be positive, sure, but again, you're still going to learn from those things. So reach out, keep reaching out, especially in this online space. It's easy to feel and get isolated. So keep reaching out. The 8th thing, no, this is the number 8, right? The 8th thing that I would go back in time and tell myself is that you are going to start to change how you feel about yourself and how you look at yourself. You're going to stop seeing all the negative things when you look in the mirror, or you hear yourself speak, or you do something. Those things are going to become less important. The important thing is to keep doing those things and giving yourself the freedom to do those things. Once you stop seeing all the negative things and start seeing what you truly have to offer and give, you are going to look at yourself differently. And that is 100% what happened to me. And that is the most important thing that I would go back and tell my 40-year-old self. So that's it. 8 things I would go back in time. I would love to hear in the comments what you would go back and tell your 40-year-old self. Just to, I don't know, like, everybody has a different perspective on this. So I always learn every time I see one of those posts. So please let me know. And it was good to see you. Hey, Michelle. Oh my gosh, so good to see you. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm getting ready to sign off, but I come here live every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. If there's any questions you have, any thoughts you want to drop, go ahead and pop them in the comments. I always come back afterwards and check it out. And I will see you next Wednesday. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week.